Hey guys, Mark here.
And Wes, and wish you guys all a Merry Christmas.
Or after Christmas, since it's after Christmas. He has his Santa Claus hat. Welcome to Trash Talk. As you can see, we're back in our old location, aka...
I know! I miss this location.
aka my living room. So, for Trash Talk today, we're going to go over...
The Last of Us.
Yep. As requested, actually, by, names up here, James Seelinger? Hopefully I said that right. You can correct me down below, like with the little dictionary way of pronouncing words. But, anyway, so, do you want to start off, or you want me to start off?
You can start off.
Okay. So, The Last of Us came out, like, a good, what, year ago, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
It was, like, what, one of the best games of 2012, actually?
Yeah.
So it came out about a year ago. And it was actually developed by Naughty Dog, who, as you may know, is the developer of some really cool series such as Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter,
And all three of the Uncharted series.
Uncharted. So, those series did really, really good. So this game is no exception. It is... I drew a
Quite
blank
good.
there. It's quite good.
It's quite good.
You want to explain the story?
Alright, well, so the story is, it starts out with the main character.
The main character's name is Joel.
Joel. And pretty much he loses his daughter due to a freak apocalyptic event dealing with infected people. And then after 20 years, humanity has finally kind of like gotten used to the threat and is under military control, in which they have curfews and all that. But Joel and a certain partner, I don't know her name.
I forgot her name too, actually. But, I don't know, we can show a clip here.
It's just cargo, Joel.
So go on.
Alright, well anyway, they do some arms dealing. And they end up, and then Joel ends up having to take this 15-year-old girl named Ellen, right?
Ellie.
Ellie.
Yeah, she's 14.
Okay. I was close. Alright, well anyway, he has to take her somewhere, which ends up from starting to be a seemingly simple trek across the country into a nail-biting, terrifying adventure.
Yeah, like a hardcore journey across the country, basically.
In which they have to deal with rogue groups of people, or survivors, as they're called in the game, or deal with a bunch of really creepy zombies. And the thing I'll give this game credit for is that the zombies or infected people are done really well. They actually do look very creepy, and I wouldn't want to meet one. Would you?
No. Are you kidding? These things look freaky as hell. They're pretty much it's like a virus within the game. There's a virus, like, I forget how it, like, ends up getting unleashed. I don't think I actually found out that. But, obviously, everyone starts getting infected by it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Or the majority of, like, the civilians get, infected by it. And they don't start out too bad.
They start out as you would expect an infected person, just running at you, trying to eat you. But as time goes on, they become these really nasty-looking infected, in which fungus, like mushrooms and all that, start growing all over their face, which reduces them to a group of zombies in which you have to pretty much use stealth to get around them, or else they'll charge at you. And they're called clickers, obviously because they click like this, like. That's how they sound in the game.
So that's basically the plot of the game, and it's actually I've read reviews and everything on this game. It's really emotional. We haven't played too much of it. We have played enough to really just see what it's about, the generalness of it. But apparently it's very heavy in emotion, and it's a really story-driven game, really. Like, I think it's like most games coming out nowadays, it's lots of, like, on the player's options, like on the player's decisions, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
What you choose to do, how you choose to navigate, how you decide to deal with enemies and just other, threats.
And this game is no different from those games. in which the gameplay is really solid, in which they actually took the gameplay from the Uncharted series, but they added a little bit more gore and blood to it, so...
Yeah.
So just imagine it as a rated M version of Uncharted with infected people.
Yeah, it's...
And no treasure finding.
It's more gritty and realistic than, like, even Uncharted.
Yeah.
As realistic as Uncharted may seem, it's still pretty fictional-ish. But, Last of Us is way, like, more realistic. So, yeah, in terms of gameplay, the game controls, the game mechanics they're fairly easy to navigate. You can... you have, like, lots of various melee attacks, and you have access to, like, various, like, I think, weapons, right?
Yeah.
You can actually construct your own weapons, can't you?
Yeah, from taking from another zombie-based kind of game, another survival horror game, which has also done that, Dead Space 3, it has also taken this mechanic to where you can construct your own weapons or med kits to kind of help you through your journey by scavenging parts from dead people or just finding them lying around.
Yeah.
So that's always good. And depending on and it also kind of depends on how you play the game too, because there's two ways of going through, like zombies and people. Either going guns blazing, or doing the more stealthy approach. Yeah. And it all depends on how much you actually spend scavenging. So if you end up scavenging quite a deal, then you can afford to go in guns blazing. But if you haven't acquired that much ammo, the stealthy way is better.
The better way to go, yeah.
Because you don't want to waste too much ammo and have barely enough to get by.
Yeah. So again, it comes to the whole decision making of the player deal. But the controls are fairly easy to get the hang of. Very tight, very like it's more real. Like I say, back to the realistic point. To like, it's not too like it's very like smooth in the sense of like just rapid and you can go like it's how you would react in reality to like this sort of situation, and that's kind of. I mean, as frustrating as it may seem to people who like the cartoonish, I guess you can describe them kind of just controls you can go and how just the player can control, if you get what I'm saying. Like, just with The Last of Us, it's more realistic. The controls may seem a bit more slower, not really clunky, but just a bit slower. But it kind of just reflects how you would react normally, or in reality, to this sort of situation. So that's actually really it's in this case for this game. That's a lot better actually. The visuals, ooh. Visuals are good.
The visuals are very top notch in this game.
There are lots
PS3 exclusive because Naughty Dog knows what they're doing. They have come up with, like I said, a lot of good games, and they know how to push the graphics to the PS3 to its
max.
to the max. Yeah.
Yeah, all the vision from the detail, just every aspect of it is just right. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks really pleasing to the eye. That's kind of all we have to say about that. Anything else we want to go over?
Well, we actually did look at reviews on Metacritic and other stuff.
Yeah.
Other stuff. And we did look at the critics' responses to it, but we also looked at the fans' responses to it, and a lot of people really do like this game.
Yeah, just in general. There are like lots of 100s and 10s at the highest rating possible for this game.
There are some people that hate on it, but...
Yeah. I mean, every kind of game, or movie, or book for that matter, you know, anything that's can be criticized creatively will always have those kinds of bad reviews and just kind of whatever reviews. There are things to take away from those kinds of people, though, that make those kinds of remarks about, you know, whatever it is that they're criticizing. Because we were reading a couple, or like one in particular, like I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't even remember. But even if I did remember, I wouldn't say the name of whoever wrote it. But some of the things we were reading that person put, you can kind of see why they would put what they did about just how it, I guess, controls and how it is in general. Because like I said, if you just kind of want to jump right into this game with this genre and this feel and these controls from like say Crash Bandicoot or something, it's going to feel kind of odd at first, because trust me, that's kind of how I went through it. But playing it more, it's just kind of, I'm getting used to it, and it's really not a big glaring issue, at least for me. So, but official critics and players, fans alike, they've given really, really good reviews. And was there anything more you wanted to add? I think I kind of cut you off there.
Oh no, that's fine. So pretty much, if you're a big fan of Naughty Dog and their work, and if you really like a really good story-driven game, this game's for you.
Yeah. I guess we can move on to expectations. You've played it, right?
Yeah, I played it.
What were your expectations prior to the game when you first heard it? What did you think about it?
Well, I did hear that a lot of people really like this game, and I just thought this game's probably not for me because I played other survival horror games, and I felt that this one was probably gonna be the same as all those others.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, but I felt a really distaste for this game. I'm pretty sure it was good, but I don't know. I just didn't really want to play it, just because of, and it could be because like I'm a big Walking Dead fan, and so I do watch The Walking Dead. And for those of you that really like The Walking Dead or hate The Walking Dead, don't judge me because I love it. I also like Breaking Bad, but not as much as Walking Dead, so shut it. I don't know, I was really disappointed with some of the things in the second season. So I was just like, I know, this is going to be like one of those. It feels too much like Walking Dead. I might not want to play it. Yeah. But I did play a little bit of it, and it was surprising. It's not exactly like it. I can kind of say like, But that 20 years after the apocalypse really surprised me, like, 20 years? What?
It's like a long-ass time for the
That's
apocalyptic
very
event to
long.
occur.
Yeah. So then I kind of thought, maybe this is different somehow. I didn't get very far in the game, but what I have seen, it surprised me a little bit.
So it started to change your mind.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, my expectations were, because I was hyped. Since it was from Naughty Dog, I was like, let's see how this is going to go. Because usually I don't play those sorts of games, but I wanted to give it a shot. I mean, it's from Naughty Dog, and they have really good series. And I don't know if this is really the first in a series, like if this is going to be a series, because we haven't really heard any announcements for a sequel. We did hear announcements for a movie, though. And, well, it's not official, but there could be. They've expressed interest in making the Last of Us movie, and that would be really fucking cool.
Oh, I would and another thing, a lot of fans were very disappointed that Naughty Dog did not announce that they were making a sequel.
Uh-huh.
Well, and a lot of fans did not really like that at all, so.
I still don't know where you heard that from, because you've told me that before.
Didn't you tell me that? Okay, let's just edit that part. Edit that part out.
So, my expectations were for it to play out nicely, because that's what I always look for, the controls and the story. So, from the trailers that I've seen, you can just tell from the feel that it was going to be there was going to be a good story behind it, and obviously there really is. And the controls, I think that's what I said earlier, the controls, like I said, the controls are nice, they're fluid, and they're slow enough to, like I said, reflect how you would actually react in a situation like that, like generally with the whole apocalyptic stuff. And those were just the two things I wanted to look for most, and those pretty much met my expectations. And like I said, I haven't played too much, but I will be revisiting this game over and over until I beat it in its entirety. So for final verdicts, you want to give yours first?
I give this game a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Okay, sorry. I'm having like a little issue there. Want to build on that, or you just?
Well, let's just say this: critics have already built up so much about this game. I can't really say anything more about it. It's just good.
5 out of 5. Same here for my verdict. For reasons that we just explained. It's just kind of good all the way around. And for those of you who are kind of like this one particular person who's made these like odd, weird, more kind of bad than good comments, I mean, like, it all comes down to opinion, I guess. We've talked about that before on the show. Your preference, your opinions, so if you like that genre and a really good story, hi cat. If you really like that story-driven game, that sort of thing, then that's the game for you. This is the game for you. And if not, then if you like the gameplay, then you've got that to look forward to, but it's really just on preference, I guess. This is my cat Minnie, and he is going to say, see you guys later on Trash Talk. Look at him. Okay.
He's a little bit camera shy. Well, anyway.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Wes.
And we'll see you guys later on the next episode of Trash Talk.
Alright, see you guys later.
Yeah.
He tells me how these streets were crowded with people just going about their lives. Must have been nice.
PlayStation